welcome to the Black and White Sessions. We are so excited today to have the incredibly talented Derek Bordeaux. Hello.
Thank you very much. Hello. Hello.
How are you?
I'm great, and I'm happy to be here.
Well, we're so glad you're here.
This
what a
is
pleasure.
Nice. So nice.
Yeah, it's so great to have you. And I'm just going to dive right in and just say that I feel like it's really awesome to have you because you bring something to the sessions that many of the vocalists that have visited us don't have, which is tons and tons and tons of live experience. I'm curious, how many songs, if you had to name off the top of your head, do you know by memory?
I'm not even sure. But but I'll tell you this. My uncle told me, if you're going to do this as a profession, you need to learn like 500 songs of each category. And I took it on, yeah, okay, sure. But my brother plays guitar. His name was Byron Bordeaux. And Byron took that seriously. And one day while I was walking down the hall, I heard him in his room playing Hank Williams. And I was like, uh-oh, wait a minute. Because normally we're doing like the Temptations, the Motown stuff.
Yeah.
And he was in the other room learning Hank Williams. I got to get on it. So that changed us, and that was in the 70s. I must have been like 15 years old. So from that point on, we started learning everything, and I watch Hee Haw every weekend.
I have not heard the name Hee Haw in many years, but that was a family show that we watched growing up.
So did we. I love Roy Clark.
Roy Acuff. Well, yeah, Roy Clark was on there, but yeah, that's right.
I mean, I'm telling you, we watched it.
Yeah, Minnie Pearl and the whole.
That's right.
Yes,
that's
I know. That is hilarious.
Yeah. So I don't know how many songs I know.
That is, you just did, who even knows?
Yeah,
right?
I don't know.
But it's remarkable, and the reason I say that is because so many of the young ones, the young kids that come in here, they will say, a lot of times, they will be asked on the spot, hey, can you sing this song in this genre, in order to get a job, or whatever it is, and some of them have been prepared and ready, and others have been like, I need some time,
right,
and sometimes you don't get time. You have to just know
you have to
something.
know. Exactly.
And so for somebody like you that, you would admittedly say you've been in the business a long time.
Yeah.
You've been working a long time.
Doing the live thing,
Yeah.
I haven't done a lot of the recordings, just a little, and mostly for demos for different people, things like that. But I wanted to stay around the house. I wanted to stay home. A lot of my friends traveled and would have kids and children, what have you, marriages that would fall apart because they're on the road so much.
Right.
And coming from where I come from, most of the neighborhoods were all women with children and no fathers in the house. Yeah. And that really touched me. And I needed to make sure that no matter what I do, I'm home. Yeah. I want to coach Little League. I want to do Pee Wee football. I want to be there. And so I figured out a way that I could stay home and still work. Yeah. And that's what I did. I ended up doing 5-6 nights a week. But during the day, I'd, be dad. And I'm proud that I could say that I was home with them.
I love that.
It was a tough time, but it was the right thing.
It was the right thing.
Yeah, for me, it was the right thing.
Well, let's talk a little bit about, because there was a short little period there. You did some shows and traveled around the country. Back, I think it was like 2001 or 2002, there was a documentary that came out called Standing in the Shadows of Motown.
That's right. And
really focused on bringing an awareness, really, to the insanely talented Funk Brothers and all those guys.
Right.
That, Berry Gordy kind of handpicked. But the thing that was so interesting is that for a lot of music lovers, nobody, unless you really cared and wanted to read all the liner notes, you didn't know that the same guys played on almost all of those Motown records.
So true.
And it was an incredible time for music, and everybody was in love with all the individual artists, but not realizing, gosh, all these guys were the ones playing on all of it.
The names behind the scenes.
We're all there.
Yeah.
So fast forward a little bit, there was some recognition from the documentary, and they started doing some live shows from that. Right. You were chosen as the vocalist to go out with them. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
What actually had happened were that they had won, I think it was 2 Grammys for the, I think it's called Standing in the Shadows of Motown, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
But anyway, they won a couple Grammys, and because of that, they got to tour around, what have you. And they were the musicians, but they didn't have the singers. The singers that they were using were Smokey Robinson, Dinah Ross,
Yeah.
So they needed to find other artists, or singers, I should say, to tour. Yeah. And what they were doing, I think, to cut costs down, were hiring singers in different areas when they got there.
That's very cool. Okay.
Yeah. And so when they got to Orange County, California, one of the entertainment writers for the LA Times suggested you should listen to Derek Bordeaux. He's he loves Motown, what have you.
Yeah.
And I went down to San Diego and saw them at Humphreys and met Bob Babbitt. I'm going to say names that are part of the guys of Bob Babbitt and Jack Hatchford. Anyways, they asked me, would I be interested? I said, sure. So I did the show with them at the fairgrounds in Orange County. And
that's so cool.
Yeah, so from that point on, they were like, well, would you travel with us to the East Coast? And I'm like, well, aren't you hiring people when you get there? And things like that. They go, well, we normally do, but we'd like to take you with us. So I went with them for a little while.
And that's really honoring. I'm sure that was a
very
real
much so.
compliment for you, knowing these guys had such a history.
Yes.
They're kind of like music royalty, really.
Yeah, and they were. And I'll tell you, once we got to the East Coast, we got on a van and a bus, and we traveled. And some of the stories I heard from those guys, it was so amazing just to be in their presence. I was blown away, totally blown away, the stories they told me.
And you could have never thought when you were sitting back at home, listening to your brother practice, thinking, that really paid off to learn all those 500 songs in Motown and beyond, but still.
Right. Yeah, it really
you could have never known you would have been singing the songs that you were learning with the guys that were on those records.
Yes, it was so amazing. It was so amazing. There's certain licks in songs that are distinctive, such as like the guitar part to My Girl. You know it right away. You know it's My Girl. And so they would tell me how these things came up in the studio.
Wow.
It was just something they came up with on the spot. So I told them, I go, man, I was born in the wrong era. I should have been with you guys. And they were like, no. And at the time, I think I was like 45 or something like that. And they go, no young blood, no young blood. I'm like, young blood? They go, yeah, no young blood. It's because of you that this music will live on.
Wow.
So if you continue with this, our music, after we're gone, this music will live on because of you. And I was just like, wow, these guys.
Yeah.
It was a great experience for me. Great.
Well, I really love that you came and joined us. I know that you've been a longtime friend of Tony Guerrero, my partner here at the Black and White Sessions, and so I know it's a joy for him and for me to just have you and to have you as part of our Black and White Sessions family.
Thank you.
And if you're in the Orange County area and beyond, make sure you look for Derek Bordeaux. He's always out singing and playing and living the life out here.
Well, hey, loving Orange County. And thank you both, Tony. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys are really, really kind, and what you guys are doing here is amazing. I think it's great. I'll be watching all the films and clips that you guys have done here lately.
That's so nice.
Yeah, really nice. I've seen some great artists that I didn't know.
Well, look. Yeah. We're just helping each other all the way around.
All right. Awesome. Thank you very much.
All right. We'll see you.
You bet.
Bye.